lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability, durability, and versatility built in. Like #1 selling Kubota BX and L-Series compact tractors, Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit your local Kubota dealer for a demo today.
Mason Tractor Co. 4 convenient Kubota locations. On the web at masontractor.com.
Volunteer group projects. We also have raised beds available for lease for beginner and experienced gardeners. Join us on most Saturdays between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. at 32 Southside Avenue. Or visit our New Leaf Community Garden Facebook page to learn more. Hi, it's Ariel from the Sustainable Brown Girl Radio Show. My absolute favorite place to shop in downtown Noonan is Greenhouse Mercantile on East Washington Street. This aesthetically pleasing lifestyle store features a collection of goods from local artists, Black-owned businesses, and fair trade products. The owner, Kenya, also offers services to curate your wardrobe and make your home a sanctuary with interior design. Next time you're in downtown Noonan, be sure to stop by Greenhouse Mercantile. Open Wednesday through Saturday until 4 p.m.
This is Jared Rutledge of the Columbus River Dragons, your home for River Dragons hockey in Noonan.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clientele.
Welcome to Connecting Hearts. Connecting hearts of women to resources, information, and to one another. Presented by Creative Heart Studios, 18 Perry Street and Noonan. Now here's your host, Margie Conway.
This is Margie from Connecting Hearts Network. I'd like you to take just a moment and listen to Linda Kirkpatrick explain to you what Family Patterns Matters is all about.
Family Patterns Matter works with youth and their families to help overcome barriers that prevent their success. We meet twice a month with mentoring, tutoring, teaching life skills, resilience, gratitude, and kindness. We also bring music and art therapy. Please visit our website at www.familypatternsmatter.org.
Hello. I'm Pina Payne with Contour Mortgage, and we're so excited. We have just moved to this new company, and we are located at 560 Noonan Crossing Bypass in Noonan next to Art and Jake's, and we have some great products. Our interest rates are better than any other companies, and we also have some great products for the VA. We can do a better deal for you with fees than any other company. We have a lot of different kind of programs.
Hi, I'm Holly Reese. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. I'm a certified tactical self-defense instructor, and I specialize in women's self-defense. I teach technical drills for survival skills and education on self-defense tools and how to use them. My journey started in self-defense because I'm a domestic violence survivor. I'm here to empower women, to teach them how to be their own heroes, and to learn today to have a safer tomorrow.
Hey guys, this is Dana with Happy Life Nutrition, located on 18 Perry Street, downtown Noonan. Hours are 8 to 5, Tuesday through Friday. Come check us out. We will be serving up meal replacement shakes, calorie-burning teas, coffees, waffles. We have a kids menu and a workout menu. We do deliveries with a 5-drink minimum or $5 delivery charge if less. You can call ahead for your order. Free Wi-Fi, quiet atmosphere for business meetings or get-together. Our number at Happy Life Nutrition is 770-683-5172. Can't wait to see you.
Hi, this is Margie Conway from the Creative Heart Studios, and this is the Connecting Hearts Network. We've been a little busy. I know I've been redesigning my studio. We've been working on our website and some events that we got coming up for the Connecting Hearts Network, so there's just stuff going all over the place. And my biggest adventure right now is I am car shopping with my husband.
That's fun?
No, it's not. It's my little bitty tiny car I loved got wrecked. He did it, I didn't, and thankfully he's owning it, so I'm not having to call him out on it. And they totaled my car just because of some bumps on the other side. So I'm out car shopping, and when we car shop with Ricky, you will be very proud. We get lots of exercise in, and I'm not having a good time, so I have narrowed my choices down to all these. If I buy a brand new one, I want a Velociter, because every time I see one on the road, I think that's the prettiest car. And if we don't buy a brand new one, I'm going to be easy to please. I want something tiny that gets good gas mileage, because I hate to pump gas, or a Ferrari. So how hard is that?
With Ferrari?
Yeah.
There you go.
So I'd like to introduce you to our guest today. She's going to be proud, because I'm out walking while I'm shopping.
Love it.
So this is Shari Weston. She's got a B name in the middle of there, but it ain't coming out of my mouth this morning.
Okay. It's Blumenthal. That's my maiden name. Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have Shari Weston here. She's with Sunflower Fitness and Coaching, and she is going to tell us her journey and a little bit of stuff we can do that's healthy for us.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. So Sunflower Fitness and Coaching has kind of been in the making for quite a few years. I started when I moved to Georgia. I'm originally from New York. I don't know if you guys have figured that out yet. I do try and call myself a Southern Belle, because every once in a while a y'all will come out. Yeah. And I used to do it on purpose. I used to say it on purpose, and just to play around, right? Because my New York accent was thicker back in the day. And now it actually comes out like accidentally, and I'm like, I'm such a Southern Belle now, right? Can you tell? Oh, I know. Although I still say coffee, right? Because you still got to drink your coffee. Coffee. That's just, it's forever and ever. So I moved to Georgia. My parents were living, my mom and her husband were living in Georgia, and I was in San Francisco at the time, and I had gotten an injury. And is it okay if I go back this far in my journey?
Please do.
Okay.
We want to know, that's part of our shows, we want to know what got you to where you are and why you do it, because that's your story, and we love to share your stories here.
Okay. So I was in San Francisco, and I got an injury. I was working in a dinner theater at the time, and if anybody knows anything about the service industry, you have to carry a gazillion pounds on your arm when you're serving. And I've been doing it for years. So why this particular place at this particular time just affected my elbow and my shoulder and my neck, and I ended up having to leave that job. So I'm like, I'm just going to go. I wanted to come to Georgia anyway and be close to my mommy. Right, knowing that one day I wanted to get married and have kids, and you need to be near mommy. So I moved to Georgia. I had this injury, and I started she was taking water aerobics, and I'm like, I'll join you in water aerobics, and I'll see how I do, because I wasn't really able to do much with my left arm. And my neck hurt all the time from going back and forth, and I had gotten shots and all this stuff, etc. And it turned out that I needed surgery.
Right.
And so after surgery, still being limited, my mom taking water aerobics, she's like, just come with me. So I came with her, and I loved it. So we went all the time. I ended up becoming an instructor. That was my first certification that I held. And mind you, I had always gone to the gym. I was a cute little gym bunny when I was younger. Definitely did a fair bit of socializing, probably more than just working out. but that's what we did. I was a gym bunny, and it was totally okay. This was completely different. This was, I have an injury, and I need to start feeling better because I can't move my arm. Right. I can't do much with my arm. So I started doing water aerobics, absolutely loved it, didn't realize that exercising in the water was so beneficial. I was a swimmer, water is great, and we all know that, but when I started researching it a little bit more, and then I took the certification, and I started using my body a little bit differently, I'm like, wow, this actually feels so much better on my injured parts, not just the rest of me, but on my injured parts. And I'm like, this is awesome. I need to take this certification. I have to teach this. And that's kind of where my exercise, fitness, energy level started. My career started. And so I was living up in Gwinnett County. I ended up moving to Noonan. Such a weird difference, but I came to Noonan. I got my first real kind of gig at the YMCA, and I was like a staple at the YMCA for a really long time, like back when they were in the old building.
Okay.
And so slowly I started getting certifications from there, and then AFA and ACE and all the other ones that, all those nationally recognized certifications that you can have. And my boss at the time, her name was Erin, my boss at the time, she was like, okay, we need to kind of do a couple of things differently. So it was really nice when we were working out in water. I went from this really small pool to this big pool, this big lap pool. And she showed me like some deep water stuff. I'm like, this is amazing. I don't even feel this in the water because you're in deep water and like all this buoyancy. And whereas the old pool that I would,
I don't think I have the buoyancy part.
The water takes care of that for you.
Okay.
Yes. And even though I tell people that don't swim or that aren't comfortable in the water, one, they can always stay in shallow. Two, we have belts, we have noodles, we have all these like flotation devices that we can use. And so I started teaching there, and I'm like, this is great. It was a bigger pool, and I'm like, I feel so much more free. Then I started teaching on land, loved step aerobics, HIIT classes, body sculpting. It was amazing, kids classes. And I found that I was one of those instructors, and I'm not saying that all instructors have to care about the people that they're teaching. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Right? So, but I found that I was one of those instructors that always took the extra time to talk to my people. They told me what was going on in their life. I knew their kids' names, and that's just how we connected. And I felt like the YMCA, that's what we did. It was a connection, right? It was my home. It was my second home. You can hear my voice kind of like echoing off the walls half the time. And I was all over the place, and I loved it. And then, of course, dun, 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 all of a sudden, I hurt my knee. And so I don't remember if I was going into a squat or coming out of a squat, but I felt something not quite right in my knee. And the whole entire class, we just kind of looked down and we just watched it swell up in my pants. And I'm like, there's something wrong here. And there was something wrong there, And I'm like, okay, so now what, right? So I had to be a little limited. And I've always been good at, like, working around some of the things that come up. I've exercised in a boot. I've exercised in a hand cast because we can. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we've known each other for a little while now, and I've known obvious differences. You're very exuberant. Most of the time I'm a little more quiet, just not on the radio, apparently. Good. And of course, you're from New York, and I'm from Georgia, and I try to lose the y'all, not claim it, but that don't work either. And
if you're a true Southerner,
no,
it doesn't.
It don't work. It just stays there. But then when you talk about exercise, I mean, first of all, I've never been that much of an exerciser. I've always been active and walked a lot and did a lot, but I've never been much of an exerciser. But when I got injuries, I'm like, oh, now I get to sit down and not do anything. I don't have to worry about exercising.
And I'm sure your doctors weren't happy about that.
Well, actually, with the foot they were, and I think with the hip they didn't have much choice. But with some of the other ones, you're supposed to get out there and do that. Yeah.
Well, so here, backtracking just a little bit before I got hurt. I had gained some weight. I was always one of those instructors, we say, oh, fat but fit. You could be fat but fit, right?
Right.
I was one of them. I was always a little heavier. I was very muscular, though. I did jump squats just like everybody else did. Jump lunges. I did it with the best of them. Burpees, although nobody really likes doing a burpee.
Well, I did the hokey pokey with a bunch of kids for many years.
Awesome. I've actually done the hokey pokey in class because it's just kind of fun to throw something in there. But I was taking a Pilates class. I think this is what put me over the edge as far as tweaking how I taught to an extent and just really being aware of the people in front of me. I was taking a Pilates class and we were down on the floor and she wanted you to get into some position, I don't know, legs up, arms wide, I don't even know. All I know is that I couldn't do it, right? I couldn't do it. Between just being on the floor, my big belly, I gained some weight, it happens. I had a lot of personal stuff happening at that time, trying to get pregnant and not being able to, and all that. So I already had all this stuff going on that contributed to weight gain. I'm an emotional eater, always have been. I probably always will be.
Right.
Now I just do try and control it a little bit more because I've learned some skills to work on that, which is part of what I do. But so I'm on the floor. They're doing this move that I can't do. My belly's in the way. I'm feeling really bad about myself. I have tears like running down my face into my ears, and I'm all like, what in the world? And the teacher didn't notice me at all.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I'm like, I don't know how to, and I'm good at modifying a lot of things, right? I do. I think I always prided myself on when I taught a class or I gave advice or somebody came to me for some type of coaching or personal session, that I worked with them and what they needed, and it wasn't just about me and what I wanted to offer.
And that's what coaching is. Coaching is about them. It's not about us.
Right. And fitness instruction, it's always supposed to be about them.
Right.
And I found, so I'm laying in this class and I'm crying and I'm feeling really unsuccessful and down on myself. And you know me, like that's not a place where I go very often. Right. And I'm like, okay, I need to start doing things differently. I need to make sure that I paid attention. I got up and I left before class even ended. I felt very insignificant. I'm just all from like one move that I couldn't do in a Pilates class.
That happens to a lot. That happens a lot.
One tiny little thing, because my belly was just, and I didn't know what to do.
Right.
I didn't know what to do. And I hated it. And I left and I cried and I swore to myself that I would never, that I would never do that to any of my participants. And then I would be a little bit more focused. And I was focused on them, but just maybe a little bit more hyper-focused on them. Because I know that people that were coming to classes, especially if we labeled it as a beginner class, or if I was teaching a senior class or something, that I was going to be able to cater to them. And I always wanted everybody to feel successful and accomplished when they left my class. So even though I was working at the Y, I did start up I was one of the first in my area to get a Zumba certificate. Oh my God, that was so much fun.
I've heard it is.
Oh my God, it was so much fun. I love dancing and I love the music. So, I thought it was step aerobics, I love step aerobics. I love take classes, water. But then when Zumba came along and I was able to shake my thing, and
that's the only, not Zumba. I haven't gone to those classes, but before, I don't know, not even COVID, before that, I started exercising at home to videos, and it was a live our video class, and it was handshake fitness. I don't know. I might have that name wrong. That doesn't make a difference. It was dancing. Yeah. It was dance classes. And so every bit of it was something else. And even though I hate hip-hop music, I liked the moves and doing that. So that's the best way I've been able to get into exercising that has actually been continuous, was having fun with it and doing the music and not feeling like it's killing me and working out.
Right. It is all about the music. I find if you're not having fun when you're exercising, people aren't going to want to come back. And I've done the serious HIIT classes and the boot camps and stuff, and I still incorporate them, but we just do it a little bit differently now because we have to, right? So I came out of that class, said I'm going to be super focused on my people. I want everybody to feel accomplished and successful. That was always a big goal of mine.
Good.
Hurt my knee, couldn't do anything, ended up losing the Zumba business that I kind of started outside of the Y. And not just Zumba, we did a lot of things, right? But I always say Zumba because there's always some wiggle and jiggle going on in my classes.
Right.
And so I lost that business. I couldn't work at the Y anymore. It was a workman's comp issue. Every time I tried to come back to work, it just didn't feel good. I ended up having surgery, like la 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 la. So ever since then, it's been a little bit of a problem.
Right.
And
so how did you get to Sunflower Fitness from there?
So yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so long-winded sometimes,
No,
but
that's
it's
okay.
it's a
don't
story.
Want us to run
yeah,
out of time
yeah.
Because I do want you to be able to tell us about what we're doing.
So after years of trying to make it work someplace else, I decided that. And then when the pandemic hit, pandemic, so that was kind of good for me, right?
It was for several people.
Zoom. Hello, Zoom, and hello, Facebook Live, and Messenger Video, and FaceTime. Hello. I never even thought of it. So I started, through all of my injuries, and I always still try to teach, and I became a little bit more streamlined. I wanted to cater to a particular audience. So finally, Sunflower Fitness and Coaching started because I wanted to be able to give back. I wanted people to be able to join me online or join me in a live class in person, feel successful, love their wiggles and jiggles for today. This is a no judgment zone. I wanted to work with people that were overweight and didn't quite feel where they fit in. Been there, done that. Work with injuries that they had to work around. Been there, done that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, 2 knees, a hip. I'm actually going to the doctor. My bunion hurts.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I need to find a good orthopedic because my arthritis is acting up in my fingers. And I blame this all on my mother.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's hear that bit of
May
Freud.
she rest in heaven. I blame it all on my mother. She's the one that had arthritis in the bed, right? She had all that. I don't think my dad has any of that. My mom had it. Never complained about it, but I knew that she had it.
Right.
So I my achy joints and bones, it's just ridiculous. I hate it. But I've had to learn we can't stop moving, right? We can't stop moving.
I don't know. I think I did a little bit last year and the year before.
But how hard is it
for you?
It's not good for you. It's not good for you mentally, physically, spiritually, socially.
Right. No.
Right? So I created Sunflower Fitness and Coaching. It is for people that want to move and have fun and get a good workout, not feel judged, not feel, what's the word, bad about themselves.
Oh, well, yeah, and I had the inadequate word coming in.
Inadequate.
I am not an exerciser. I mean, I've already said that. I know when I was in a serious bout of depression at one time, I did walk a lot, and I did go down and use some of the weights and things. Yeah. But as soon as that depression started lifting, I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
But I've been active. I've worked in teaching and everything, so I was always busy. But it's with. All right, so you cater. Well, if you were catering to me, you'd have to deal with the recovery from that broken foot that's still working. On the left side, on the right side is the hip that gets displaced. and then I'm not even going into the shoulders and the arms and the arthritis.
I got you.
So but you're talking about water, and I'm one of those non-swimmers because my mom was afraid to let me learn how to do it.
Yeah, we stay in the shallow. But through all of this exercising came what I'm really trying to push, audience, because it's so important, especially now with the pandemic, is my lifestyle coaching. And I say it's lifestyle coaching because it's a lifestyle. Right. Get it? Right? It's about, we talk about wellness, but it's really about wholeness. It's about the whole person. We want to, and I kind of contribute that saying to Donna down at House of Light. She kind of used that, the wholeness and all of that. And I'm like, that's me. I want to cater to the whole person, whatever they're going through. I feel like I've been through so much myself personally, physically, spiritually, in my heart, in my soul. And people come to me, it's a natural connection. And I just want to be able to help people successfully throughout their day with what they need, whether it's how do I get off the couch and exercise? How do I fit a whole food plant-based diet into my lifestyle? Because that's a whole nother conversation.
If we can do that,
if we can do that another time, I would love to come back and talk about a whole food plant-based lifestyle.
And that fits, into my story because many years ago they started giving me all these arthritis diagnoses and stuff, and I've had so many steroids and anti-inflammatories and everything else that I gained a lot of weight, which made me have all these other problems, and I felt horrible. And one day I looked in the mirror and said, that's it, that's enough. And I started juicing, and I started watching my nutrition, and now I'm off all that medicine, and I do just fine.
Yeah.
So I do everything natural that I can. And the one thing that got me to do the dance classes I did is I was reading this one book about, total wellness, and it made the comment, if not exercising when you know the benefits is just as bad as smoking when you know the harm.
Absolutely.
And I've always been an anti-smoker and go in on that.
Oh, I smoked for years.
Mine goes back to the parent problems. Right. Whatever they did, I didn't do, but
I don't smoke anymore, though.
But that's good.
Yes.
I'm proud of you for that.
It's been a long time since I smoked.
Well, and that's the thing. Everybody we've had on this show, when you start making significant changes in your life, is you use what you've gone through to help other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's I bring it in from the Bible every time. It says comfort one another wherever you've been comforted. Yeah. And so using the things that you've had from your injuries and from the other things to go out and help other people, it's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I've suffered with depression, can I say menopause online?
Oh, yeah, you can say menopause.
Can I say that live?
I can't believe that's
a dirty word.
With that, and I'm not going into it.
That's a whole nother session, right? So I'm there, been there, done that. Depression, loss of body, it's a loss of my loss of my life, loss of a child, with miscarriages and not being able to get pregnant. And there are things that happen in people's everyday life, and we need to bring on a lifestyle that's sustainable, that ebbs and flows, that changes, where you can have an accountability coach, an accountability partner, somebody to throw ideas off of, somebody that's not judgment. I'm not a therapist by any means, but let me help you with some tips and tricks, some other strategies, some visual, right? Some people like the visual. Right. Let me help you with some of those visual things that can help you get through the day, make a decision, move in a different direction, not necessarily a right or wrong direction or better or worse, a different direction, because not everything is the same for everybody every day.
You're right. Yeah. And I did kind of say at the beginning, I had something that you're the first for this time. You are the very first that I've had listeners give me questions to ask you. So we're going to run out of time, so I'm going to ask you really quick.
Okay.
They said, you're talking to Shari. Ask her about her membership. How does it work? So, remember, we've got like 3 minutes. So.
Okay, so it's not so much a membership anymore. I wanted to go the membership route, but decided that it needs to be a little bit more personalized.
Okay.
So I do a 30-minute coaching session, whether it's live in person or on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever. So 30 minutes for $35. I am running a special where if you purchase 2 sessions at the same time, right, that it's only $50.
So it's session by session, but you can purchase a couple of extra ones
for
a discount. Okay.
Yes. So you save a little bit money there if you bundle. We love that word,
instead
bundle.
Instead of the monthly membership?
Instead of the monthly membership. Okay. Classes are paid for individually, or there's a bulk. You could buy 5, get 6. Okay. You can also purchase for yourself, for your specific injuries, recovery, etc. I will personalize a website, or I don't like to use the word program. Right. I will personalize something for your lifestyle, for you yourself to work on. So that's like an individual kind of package, personalized packaging.
I'm going to pull the radio thing. I done found out that when I tell people I'm on the radio, they want me to try things and tell them. So maybe we need to get together and you try to do some of that for me so I can tell them about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would love to do that. I was hoping we would have enough time just to do a couple of tips and tricks, but it's amazing how fast.
That we have the question from the listener as we go, and it does go fast, but we are going to come back and talk about the plant-based because we need to talk about nutrition and stuff.
I would love that. I'm a big advocate.
The last thing that the listener asked is she was interested in the water aerobic classes that you're doing and the in-person classes you're doing, but she wanted to know how you change it up when it turns into fall and winter. What do you do?
So the pool, I still have 2 classes that I'm doing right now indoors, and when the pool is closed, I'll be offering 1 or 2 more, depending on the need.
Okay.
I don't actually want to put that out there in public. I would rather people message me individually.
All right. Then let's do that. How can people reach you if they want to reach you to find out more about your classes?
So best, find me on Facebook, Sunflower Fitness and Coaching. Right? I think my picture's there. I'm probably a big sunflower, and my logo, Sunflower Fitness and Coaching. My phone number is on there. My website is sunflowerfitnessandcoaching.net.
Okay.
I don't use that as much as I would like to. That's still a work in progress, but my contact information is on there.
But there are people who are not on Facebook any longer, so we got to be able to reach them too.
So it's sunflowerfitnessandcoaching.net.
Okay.
Net. And there you can find all my information. There's an email, my phone number. You can find me on Facebook.
All right.
I would love to work with you, whether it's as a group or an individual. Let's see what kind of improvements, changes, different directions that we can go. And I would love to,
I'm going to get Shari, since we didn't have time for tips, to give us a few tips and write them down, and we will put them in the resource section of our website
I would love
we'll
that.
have up soon. And we will have you back to talk about nutrition and things like
I
that.
would love to do that.
Big need.
It's huge.
Yeah.
People forget about the micronutrient.
Oh, no. See, I concentrate on that more than I do the movement, so I need some balance in there. All right. Thank you for coming
Thank you guys
today.
so much for having me. I had so much fun. I wish you could see my face right now. I'm smiling from ear to ear.
She is.
Can you hear my smile?
But I will tell you, you'll see her around town at quite a few events,
Always.
and she's always smiling. I don't think I've ever seen her without a
Always. We have a
smile.
great time.
Yeah.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much for having me, Margie.
Thank you. All right, you guys can find me on Perry Street. You just open up those doors and yell Margie, and I'll come out of my little hiding place in the back and talk to you. I promise I won't just sit in the corner and pretend like I'm not there, which I did with Ryan for the first 2 times he came in the building. But I hope to see you soon, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for tuning in to connecting hearts of women to resources, information, and to one another. Presented by Creative Heart Studios, 18 Perry Street, here in Noonan. 404-528-8461. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
Hey guys, this is Dana with Happy Life Nutrition, located on 18 Perry Street, downtown Noonan. Hours are 8 to 5, Tuesday through Friday. Come check us out. We will be serving up meal replacement.
Mary redeemed a $50,000 cash prize playing Chumba Casino online.
I was only playing for fun, so winning was a dream come true.
Chumba Casino is America's favorite free online social casino. You too could have the chance to win life-changing cash prizes. Absolutely anybody could be like Mary. Be like Mary. Log on to ChumbaCasino.com and play for free now. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details. The voice in the preceding commercial was not the actual voice of the winner.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
The pandemic has been hard on all our kids. New studies show more than 1 in 3 children who started school in the pandemic now need intensive reading help. Here's the good news. Your child can be reading in just 30 days, guaranteed, with Hooked on Phonics.
My first grader was behind in reading, and this program has made a huge difference. She's now reading above grade level.
I use it for my kids' nightly reading for school. We love it, and it's super easy and quick to do.
My kid, who just turned 4 years old and has been using the program since January of this year, can now read. Thank you so much, Hooked on Phonics.
Even if your child has been struggling, Hooked on Phonics will teach your child to read in just 30 days, guaranteed. And right now, you can get started for just $1. Text the word KID to 323232 right now. It's fast and easy. Text KID to 323232 and teach your child to read in just 30 days, guaranteed. Text the word KID to 323232. Text KID to 323232.